All right. Fucking talk. Jesus.
All right, so this is the culmination of a few hours worth of work that may or may not have been a complete waste of time.
Stop
Gosh, I
fucking
love
saying
this
that.
music too much. All right,
This
anyway,
music
I
sucks.
I have
I
been
agree.
kind of mad about grading distribution, specifically how one class
I'm
does
angry
it,
at
and so
him,
I
I'll
was
be
like, all
honest
right,
with
I
you.
need to do the math.
Right out the
here.
door.
How
Right
much
out
is
the
my
door.
time actually worth?
He's
compared to,
looking like
what this
Aldi
teacher
Logan
expects?
Paul.
So-
What is his name?
I thought I'd make
Hugh
a
Jackman.
presentation powered specifically by
Hugh
procrastination and the
Jackman.
fact that this is actually kind of stupid. So let me give you some background. I have
Except
been,
the super
I'm a
pose is
numbers
complaining.
nerd.
Oh, hold on.
I don't
let me
actually
show my
think of
numbers,
myself
I'm
as a
so
numbers
smart.
nerd, but I use numbers a lot.
I can do
So
math.
I built
Uh,
a program.
I'm not a numbers
spreadsheet
guy. Proceeds
that
to have a
tracks how
billion
much time I
numbers, and he
spend
tracks
on
all of
my
his time.
assignments.
Fucking
And
hypocrite.
so I just use this, and I have an idea of how long it takes me to do. Like, see, this is about 75% of the time I can do these assignments in this time or
Still
less. And this is
bragging,
based off how
okay.
many I have left
Sure.
to do.
Yeah, this
So,
kind of seems like a flex.
Most of the time, the assignment, like the written assignment, takes the most amount of time, which makes sense. It's a pretty big assignment.
Does he even
So
show
this is
any
how that
proof?
looks, on a
Does he
weekly
even do
basis.
the written
He doesn't
assignment in
have
this video?
evidence.
Like 37.
He's just like
You
bringing
have
up
to go off his
numbers.
word, I guess.
37% or more is spent on this writing assignment. But now we've got this class. This, before we get to that, so this is what like
Talking about
assignments would look
class.
like. I'd put down like my dates,
Flexing
and I
his
have this for
riches.
each of those different types. I have a whole list of how much
Sure.
time I've spent on each of them, how much I thought it was going to take.
You know,
and you can
could
see, like, right here
make
about,
this list
like,
or whatever,
yeah,
or you could just do it and
50%
not
or
waste your
more,
time. How about that? Did you
of
think
the
about
time
that?
or 50% or less of the time, I can complete it in under an hour. And this is for one of
Wow,
those
it's
assignments.
he's just flexing the
So
whole
now we
time.
go into why I'm
Stupid. I
actually
hate
mad
this
about
guy.
this. This is the in the syllabus. This is how this one teacher grades their work. And so I don't know if you can tell where
He says he's
specifically I'm
mad,
a
but
little
he's
bit
smiling.
annoyed.
I don't understand.
I don't know if you can see. Let me just
Got a little laugh
graph
there,
this
too.
for you. So this is this class. This is what the grades percentage for each of these assignments is worth overall for
He's
the entire
blocking. He's
class.
blocking a
Now you might
percentage.
notice that two.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that like
Fucking secret
35,
stuff.
like 29? How do I know?
Smaller
How
than
am
the
I supposed
rest,
to know?
making up only 5% of the entire grade, which means that
There is. I don't
technically,
see
if
it.
you were to
I don't know
not do
about
any
you.
of
I don't
those
see
assignments and
5%
get
there.
100%
It goes
of
from
it,
0%
from
to
still
10%.
be in an A.
5% are you looking
Or at least a high B.
20%,
Like,
and then what I can
these
only assume is
assignments
like
that are supposed to take up
37%
the
to
majority of the
40%.
time and
There's
effort.
no 5%
If
on
you
this
don't do
graph.
them, does it really, like, it's just bothers me just slightly because just look at
He
how
bothers me.
skewed, like, percentage. So this is how much time it would take me on average per class to do these assignments.
Saying
And the
it
written
bothers him,
assignment
and
right
he's
now,
showing it to us,
like,
he
it would
just
take me
wants to
about 5
bother
hours to
us.
get 5% of the overall grade. That's, I don't know, like, that's probably like average or something like that. But when you compare it to other things, and that's where like my big issue with this
Wow.
is it's
Always
not
about
specifically that
comparisons.
it's going to take an
He
hour
can't
to
stop
earn like this
comparing himself to
1%.
others. He just wants
Like,
to
do I
win.
even value that 1% enough to spend an hour on it? No.
He
of
doesn't
course not.
value people.
But
He
the
just
idea
said
is
it.
that
He
in
just
comparison
said it.
to the other
He said what we're
activities
thinking.
for the class, that it's so low.
He
And
doesn't
that's-
value
that's
the
part that
teachers'
bothers me. Like,
He doesn't
opinion
value
on
the
this either.
learning. He doesn't value the
I
assignment.
bet you he's never asked his teacher about this.
But anyway,
Yeah,
regardless,
maybe
let's
he's
just
being
look at like,
selfish.
okay,
Cool about
the
it.
amount of time it would take to earn 1% of the overall grade for a written assignment would be 53 minutes. What? This is stupid. No, it's not
53
stupid.
minutes
It's
for
just a teacher has a
learning?
different
Oh,
way of
I
doing
hate
this.
education.
They clearly value these other assignments like this
I think
learning
he's
journal.
assuming
they clearly
people's
value
values
a lot
now.
more than the writing assignment, and that's up to them, right? Because this is their class and all
If
the
it's
rest of
up
it.
to
I'm just
them, then
saying
why
I
do you
personally
care?
have some issues.
Dude,
with
he's
that,
just
the way
he's
that
making
that's
no
done.
sense here.
So, okay, whatever. But let's
guy's so
just
fucking
compare this to
punchable.
like another class. This is just another class that I'm taking. Look, 10%. Look at that. There's a nice even distribution between all of these assignments that take a lot of time. Look at that. And look, in comparison to some of the other like tests and stuff, it's not that bad. And I
He's
can
just making up
look at
numbers.
this is
He
30%
doesn't have proof
for
of this.
those who are wondering what's behind my head. So when we compare
I
these
don't even
two
think he showed the
classes,
30%.
this one
No,
with a
he
much even.
He, like, moved out of the
notice
way,
how it's not
but he didn't even
absurdly
show it.
long to complete.
I
one
just saw
assignment to
the
get
zero.
points in that one assignment. And also, if you notice with this class, with where it's got 10% for each of these 3 assignments, you can't skip those assignments and be fine. Like in this class, theoretically, if you could not participate for part of the class, you could still get an A or high B, which is a little bit ridiculous. With this one, if you were to not participate in these areas, you'd be at a C or lower, which I think makes more sense. So, and this is just the same information, just on a better chart, so you can actually compare it, because I think that.
So he's showing us
that
the
chart
same
didn't
thing.
really show you. It takes like literally
Thanks for wasting
twice
my time,
as
dude.
long to earn a percentage point for the written assignments.
This
in
makes
that
no
area.
sense.
I just think that's just.
I think
kind
it's
of-
I agree with you.
interesting how
He's
he
wasting
finds-
I like
he
the
finds the
this
time to,
blue how like
comb his
close
hair and
everything
trim his
is
beard, but he can't
to
find
each
the
other.
time for
This
his own
red is
education.
ridiculous. I just don't get it. So like, in the end of the day, I'm just saying it's kind of stupid that this one assignment for this one class would take like way too long to complete. Like, this is ridiculous, especially considering that the majority of the time per week and over the course of the class will be spent on this one assignment. So you're basically saying that this one assignment is not worth that much.
I never said
And
anything
it's the
about
one that
that.
you're like,
Yeah.
write multiple
You're
pages
putting
worth of
words in my
work.
mouth.
And that's worth like
This
each
feels like
assignment is worth,
gaslighting now.
like, literally, if I remember correctly, it's like 0.7% for multiple hours with work.
So
And that's,
far,
and that's if I can
I'm
complete the assignment in 53 minutes. If I can't, then every
I'm
time, like every
angry
additional
at this
minute
man right
is
now.
just being
'Cause
diminished
one,
in value.
he's a hypocrite.
Like so
2,
much.
he's
it's
egotistical.
ridiculous.
And 3, what was the
So I
third
think
one?
it's silly.
He gaslights people.
And I think it just devalues the longest and most like difficult assignment that's being assigned. Whereas if I were to, instead of spending like an hour on this written assignment and instead poured that into getting a better grade on the quizzes by studying, reading, and all that sort of stuff, then that time would be worth much
What the-
more. That's my point, is the hours that I
Can't even
spend
edit his own video.
on my reading
This fucking
assignments
clown.
or my self quizzes and my studying, or even like the graded assignments, like that type of stuff, is worth more than the thing that like takes the most amount of time and is the hardest to do. Like, it's super easy for me to just read and study. Writing is stupid. So you could just not do the assignments, but
It was a
there's
song, I like
a little thing in the syllabus
I like
where
the
this
song more.
percentage thing comes out that says if you don't do one or more of the assignments, or I think it's 2. If you don't do 2 or more of these assignments, then
Wait,
you
is he
basically
talking about
just
flunking classes?
I guess
which is,
so.
You know, you can't really do that because you need the credits. You could minimize the amount of effort spent on the assignments, because if you're only wagering 5% of the grade, and you're like, okay, I'll spend 15 minutes on this written assignment.
What is this
You're
guy
basically
even
saying
talking
that this
about?
15 minutes, like, even if you were to get like a 50%, which is like 50% on
I
the
think
written
this guy's
assignment,
schizophrenic.
you basically be getting.
And
I
who's he talking to?
If you only spent 15 minutes on this written assignment and you failed it, got a 50%, you would still, time-wise,
I like this music.
so you could also like equalize out the grade, which, I think makes a little bit more sense, but each teacher should their own. But, and then also it's kind of silver lining is that if you work writing assignments, okay, the requirements are this. I'm not even going to try to meet their requirements. I'm just going to submit them. I mean, that's kind of what don't take my advice. I'm just saying.
He doesn't even want us to take his advice. So what was the point of this video?
You would try to take these timelines.
He showed us all these numbers
I'm just saying.
Just for him to say like, oh, I don't care.
and go through all this trouble, yelling at the void,
So
just to say, oh, these are me.
Oh, I guess it's fine.
on assignment. And it would also require you to put an effort into that. So also, why is this presentation stupid? Because honestly.
This list
of
better
time
be long,
on my part. Maybe
or I'm gonna be upset.
this won't have any effect. I mean, I guess
There's like 50 stupid reasons why this presentation is
I'm
stupid.
passionate about my time and value, and
Minimum 30.
also
Minimum 30 bullet points.
Likely will have no effect on anything, so why'd you even waste
so I
your
have
time
to,
with it?
find
You
a
know
way
what's
to
stupid about
justify
this?
What?
But
This
then I
is
find things like this.
it does have an effect on something. It has effect on me. I won't be able to go on today. I'm angrier than I was like what 9 minutes
He's
ago.
just introducing more
I could go off
negativity.
and actually
And now he's lying
program
too.
where I could
So
actually
it won't have an effect on him.
stuff and learn
He should
a lot
have a
better,
second
and then time
stupid.
would be
Why
more
these
valuable
bullet
if I was
points are
learning,
stupid?
but that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing it for grade, so I can get a credit, so I can get a degree, so I can put it on a resume.
Like that song.
While I'm already, getting hours of work
It is a really good
experience, which will also go on the degree. So this whole thing won't change it. I spent multiple hours putting this presentation together, and specifically the math part. I went through and calculated
Math, which didn't happen in
what you guys.
Shut up.
And this is basically the equivalent of just screaming into the void because it doesn't. But it's for me, it's like emotionally processing. Sometimes it's just stupid things.
I'm gonna have to emotionally process this.
Music's great though. I'm gonna link this in the description.
Okay, like
This is
this
how
music.
my life is going right now. Looks like it.
Alright, well,
That video
that was a waste
sucked.
of time.
I hated that. That was a pretty good video though. I
Awful.
liked
I like the song.
it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, send it to me. That was pretty cool.